Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So, like I said, good to be here, guys. So we'll be starting the SQL series. I was told that we'll just be taking this for 4 weeks. So my expectation is that the first 3 weeks we will cover like everything we need to know, and then hopefully or ideally, I would expect that the fourth class will be for the project. So we'll have like a capstone project where everyone will be expected to submit prior to the fourth class. So actually, we'll be looking at SQL for data analysis. That's where we'll be covering for this course. We'll not be looking at database management and all of those things. Just SQL for data analysis. And another expectation from my end is that at the end of this course, you'll be able to understand the basics of SQL, talking about loading, querying, and analyzing data from your database. And I also expect that with your project, you'll be able to make some posts in order to start creating awareness for prospective recruiters. Because as you know, this is not just like you coming to learn, but of course, get you prepared for jobs or interviews. So having said that, it's worth noting or it's worth stating that the assignment which we'll be given in this course are what I call like interviews. They are like interview questions. Personally, I've been to a lot of interviews, and I speak to a lot of people with interviews who have gone through a lot of interviews as well. So I will try to paraphrase or restructure those popular or common interview questions in the assignment. So this is just to encourage us to do the assignment. Of course, there's no punishment for not doing it, but if you do them, it really is your interview preparation process, I can assure you. So SQL, structured query language, we'll be going into the outline, but before that, I would like to ask how many of us have had the MS SQL installed, because I posted it on Discord yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 days ago, with the video, very easy to follow. Some, I believe, have already installed it, while some said they are not able to install it. So if you fall on the latter category, can you signify so I can know how many people we probably have to? Okay, one person, let me see, two. Okay, just two people. I know of someone, but I'm not sure it's in this meeting. So, but I have two people here who have not. Why is the host raising up his hand? You have not, it's not the SK. Ms. Anthony, why are you raising up your hand?
Oh, sorry. I thought
Okay,
you have installed.
okay, it's fine. No worries. Okay, so we have two people. Great. Three people. Wow. So I know of Mr. Festus. I know he sent it to me, but to be honest, I don't know because I've not really had time to check the issue with that. So let me ask Mr. or Mrs. Abimbola, what's the issue you're having? Let's quickly have like 5 minutes to see if we can get this solved. What issue are you having with your SQL?
Sorry, did you ask me? I'm Abimbola, and I was able to install my SQL. I don't have any issue.
Oh, your hand is raised. That's why I am.
I thought you asked us to raise hand if we were able to install.
No. If you have not been able to
sorry.
install, I'm sorry about the confusion. Sorry. Okay. So we just have only Mr. Festus. Okay. Mr. Festus, I actually will be checking with you at the end of the class. I'm sorry we were not able to do that before the class started. But please follow the session. I mean, just watch, just listen. I believe you grasp it because SQL is not difficult. So just follow, and after the class, you'll be able to probably use the recordings and all of that to practice. So another person raised up her hand now, Miss Stella. What issue are you having with your SQL?
I think also we may be able to debug their problem during the breakout section.
True. Yeah. We have breakout session. Okay, I think that's perfect. So please just follow. Let's go ahead with the class. That's why we have the breakout session. Oh, I forgot. So in the breakout session, you would have this loop for you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Some said they have MySQL. Some said they have PostgreSQL. Well, they are all similar. However, I encourage that we have Microsoft SQL, MS SQL installed so that you can easily follow along exactly what we are doing. All of those things, they are what we call database management system. They perform similar, right? But just one or two syntax might be different, you know. So, but just to follow the class, it's important that you have MS SQL, and you can have all of them installed. It's not a problem. So they don't conflict with one another. So you can have them installed. Sometimes the idea is that if you understand what you need to do, even if you are working with MS SQL, if peradventure you need to do it in Oracle database, for instance, or MySQL, it's very easy for you to go on Google and search how you would do that thing on MySQL. So, and usually the syntax are just, for instance, you want to limit the top 10 rows. In MS SQL, it is, you will use top, and the MySQL use limit. So all those simple the differentiations are what distinct them, but then they are all similar. So it's not a problem. But I expect that everyone should have MS SQL in order to follow what we'll be doing today. All right, enough of the talking. So let's just go to the course outline. In this course, we'll be looking at introduction to SQL and setting it up. Maybe I should take off the setting it up, since we will do that in the breakout session, or we've already done that. We'll be looking at database fundamentals. We'll be looking at analyzing data from single tables, analyzing multiple tables via joins. I know some of these terms are probably strange to some of us, so it's not a problem. We are going to go into it later on. So why SQL? I mean, we hear of SQL a lot of times when you find any data related role, maybe data science, maybe machine learning, maybe data analysis, business intelligence, anything, you would find SQL as one of the requirements. So the simple truth is that SQL is like the standard language for RDBMS, what we know as Relational Database Management System. It will be part of my assignment. I won't be explaining some of these things too deep, because if I do, you might just forget. So I will add them as assignment so you can understand what relational database mean and non-relational database and all of this. So I'll add it as assignment. And you know, SQL is used to load, is used to query, is used to analyze massive data sets using SQL. That's the language now, you know. SQL is fun to use, it's easy to use, like I said. I mean, very, very easy, basic stuff. So we have different flavors. You know, I call them flavors of SQL. You know, we have MySQL, we have Oracle, we have Postgres, we have Microsoft SQL Server, and so on. But these are like the top guys that we have out there, and we'll be using this particular one, Microsoft SQL Server. Is my favorite. I have Microsoft sentiment actually, generally, because most of my products or most of the tools I use are Microsoft based too. So I have sentiment for Microsoft products, Microsoft related products. However, I'm not to say that it's the best, but you know, it's just my personal bias for it. But other things, you know, you will also find them really handy. So talking about your resume, you can just put that you understand SQL, and if you know MS SQL, it shouldn't be a problem working with others. Like I said, it's all about syntax, just little or minute syntax, but they are all from the same engine. That's the SQL language. Okay, so this is like the setup. I thought maybe some would not have this setup, so that's why I added this page. So in case you are watching this video and you've not installed, all you need to do is go to these two links. The first one is for the SQL Server itself, and the second one is for the SQL Server Management Studio. Let me just quickly explain the difference between them. As you can see in the second slide, so the Management Studio is like is used to manage, you know, actually not just SQL Server, but any SQL infrastructure, from like databases to Azure, talking about cloud-based tool now. So use it to like, it's like the front end, if I can put it that way. It's like what helps you to do a lot of things on related to SQL. That's the Server Management Studio. So, but the SQL Server itself is what is like the engine that is responsible for processing those queries and all of that. But this Server Management Studio is like an interface that enables you, like an environment, that helps you to do that. So you need both of them to be installed in order to follow this class. And I expect we have done that. So we'll just be going into what we've already created. So if you have installed, which I believe most of us have installed, so just open your SQL server. I have mine pinned on my taskbar. So if you don't, you can just search using your Windows key and just type SQL. You should have it come up. Just search for SQL in case you installed and you just close it. So you should have your Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, most likely 18 if you downloaded the most recent version. So once you open it, I hope I'm not talking too fast. Please call my attention if you don't understand anything, or
No.
please just okay, perfect. Thanks for your response. So when you let me bring this here. Okay. So when you open it, you should have something like this. There will be like this like this. So you won't exactly have this server name as the same. This is based on my own computer. So you should probably have your own, maybe your name, something like that, and SQL Express. And then this server type is just leave it as it is, database engine. I won't be explaining a lot of this too deep because I don't think it's important. But the idea here is that the SQL server needs an authentication in order for you to access it. So because we are using, everything we are doing is on our local machine. So we'll just be using the Windows authentication, which means we are running it on our machine here. You understand? So you don't need to do anything here. Just click on connect and you're good to go. So when you click on connect, you have something like this. That reminds me. Earlier this evening, I sent another thing for us to download this particular data. How many of us have downloaded it? I know I initially said the movies, but then there's an issue with that movies. I was trying to use it. There's an issue with it, and that's why I've not been able to resolve the issue I have with it because I didn't have a lot of time. But please, if you have not, thank you for raising up your hand, guys. Thank you. So please, if you have not downloaded this one, go back to that link, that same link, and download this one, Telecom Customer Churn. Please download this one.
So sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, so on that other shared repository, when we click on that link, it takes us to the login page for Maven Analytics. I don't know if it's something you noticed.
Login? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed it too. It's just a login. There is
Even,
no.
I was asking your colleague, Mr. Tony, before you came, and he said you would explain better. So we had to even create an account. I did. I don't know about us. I had to create an account.
I also created an account.
And it
Yeah,
was
likewise,
sent
I also
sets of
created
questions and all that. So
okay. For those who downloaded, did you have to create an account?
Yes, I created.
Okay.
Yes.
My bad. I'm sorry. I never knew you had to create an account because I just I think it is the link I sent to you. I'm sending it from my own, like my what's it called? My account. So I guess that's why I just copied the link. My bad. But I know that you don't have to. Someone sent a link on the chat. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Tawakal. So please use that link. You'll be able to download it without creating an account. You'll be able to download it. Sorry, apologies for that. This is the link I copied. So I just copied. This is my account. So I just copied this and I sent. So I guess that's why you have to create an account. So if you go to, instead of app,
sorry,
maybe.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Do you have to give us a few minutes to download it?
Yeah, please go ahead. I will wait. I will just wait a couple of minutes. So if you have any other question, please.
Yeah, so which are we downloading? Is it the spaceship or?
No, the Telecom Customer Churn.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Apologies. So please check the chat. You'll find the link, the proper link to go over there so that you can download.
Please, I needed to be sure because I downloaded one and it was about tomato. I don't know if I'm like rotten tomato something.
Maybe we have dinner already. Let me check. I
actually went through what you sent online.
Yeah.
That we should download it from that, and I downloaded it.
Oh, yeah, that's the first one. The rotten tomatoes. Yeah, that's the first one. Now I'm giving another one. The telecom.
Okay.
Yeah, still that same link where you downloaded that rotten tomato, but this one is telecom customer churn. You will find it there. Please.
Can I download it from the link that was sent to this?
Check the group. Check the Zoom chat now. You will see the link there where you can download it from.
On the chat, on Zoom chat?
On Zoom chat, yeah. Or that same link which you use, either of them. It will take you to the same place.
Excuse me, instructor.
Yes.
So this is a zip file. Do we have to unzip? Do we have to unzip this file?
Okay.
Like, extract the.
Yeah. You have to extract.
So which exactly one, or are we using the three of them? Because I see only three files here.
Don't worry, we will get there. But you've extracted it, right?
No, not yet.
Just extract everything. Extract everything in one folder. Just extract the whole folder with 7-zip and just have an unzipped folder.
Okay, all right.
Thanks. So 1 more minute and we'll continue. I expect we all should have been able to download the data.
Sorry, I don't have what's it called? A default server name on my SQL server.
What do you have, ma'am?
I have it blank.
Okay, can you quickly share your screen?
Okay.
Or alternatively, if you can screen grab what you have and post it on Discord, check.
I will do that.
Yeah, please do. So I will check. Even while I continue, I will check it.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go on. I think everyone should have that data now. So now we want to create the database. Before we go fully into SQL, let us use a tool that many of us are familiar with, and that's Microsoft Excel. Let me mention that as sophisticated as SQL sounds, as interesting as Python sounds, don't make the mistake of abandoning Excel. I always tell this to when I have the opportunity to. Excel is the basic of analytics, but you find a lot of courses or a lot of guides that tell you to avoid Excel. It's a lie. You need Excel, no matter how expert you go, no matter how advanced you get to, you need Excel. Excel, you need to have it very handy. Don't forget your Excel skill set, So in fact, I usually recommend Excel first for anyone that wants to go into anything data. Start with Excel, understand how it works, and then you can progress to SQL, to Python, and so on and so forth. So you will find me coming to Excel a couple of times just to let you know that I use Excel a lot. So if you have downloaded the file, you will have these three data, right? In SQL, we call them tables. We are going there soon. So this is telecom customer churn. This is data dictionary. This is zip code population. So let me explain. This dictionary, there's what we call data dictionary in when you are dealing with analytics. And data dictionary is basically like an explanation of your data. So it's totally different from your data. It just kind of explains what you have in your data or in your database. So if you check now, you will see that it's saying that in this table, customer churn, these are the columns that we have. Field is also known as column, right? Column. So these are the columns, and this is the explanation for this column. So it means this customer ID, this is what it means. Of course, it might not really make sense now because you are not really having to analyze and all of that. But when you get a large volume of data that you need to analyze, you need to understand what each of the field stands for, what each of the field represents. And that's where the data dictionary comes in. Don't forget that you won't always have to analyze data that is in your domain. You understand? Even though your domain is energy, for instance, like myself, it doesn't mean I'm restricted to energy data. I can also work on insurance data if I find the data dictionary in order to understand some terms and terminologies that we have in the data. So that's what a data dictionary is all about. So we will really not be using this particular one. But the other two, yes, we'll be using them. So let's just open the first one. So this is it's quite large. I think about 7,000 rows, if I'm not mistaken. So you have all of the fields, as you can see. So usually, most times, depending on what you want to do, you use Excel for cleaning. You can use Excel for cleaning, for easy cleaning. Others might prefer to use SQL. Sometimes, if it's not a lot, I prefer to use Excel, do it quickly, and then take it for analysis or visualization, as the case may be. So I just use SQL to investigate and just to look at how my data is, so I can know what to expect inside of my database. So I'm just showing you so you can see. So the first column here is customer ID, and the last one is customer reason. So just to, just see how it looks. And we have some blanks here. In churn category, we can see that we have some blanks. We are not doing the analysis yet, so it's fine. We also have some blanks here just to see that everything is fine. Okay, so I close that and I open the next one. This is the population. So this is just 2 columns. So we have the zip code and the population. Just investigate, just look at it. Okay, everything looks good. So now let's just go over to our SQL now and create our database. Okay, so now what is a database in SQL? So database is basically a collection of tables. What is tables? All right, so let me make it complicated. So when you have your data like this, what you have here, these are known as tables. Okay, these are known as tables. Okay, I know someone is raising up his hand. I would like to talk. Let me just finish this explanation. So these are known as tables. The reason why I did not write it out, the reason I did not write it in my presentation is because I'm going to give you as an assignment. So I'm just explaining just to give you an overview, but I still expect you to go and learn more about these things because they are popular questions in interview. What is the difference between database, between schemas, and between tables? So that's why I did not put it, but I'm just going to explain. So all you see here, these are like tables. They contain some, tables are usually what you see here, row and column. That's a table. Row and column. That's a table. Then database is a collection of different tables. You get the idea now? Database is a collection of different tables. So if this particular folder now, I can call it a database because it contains, how many tables do we have here now? 3 tables. Do you get the idea now? So that's the difference between database and tables. So tables are like the individual data that you have, and then your database is a collection of different tables. And then we have schemas. Let me go back to my presentation. Did I put anything like that there? Okay, I did not put anything like that. Okay, I have for schemas. Okay, and then we have schemas. So the idea of schemas is I'm going to teach this better in the next class. So that's why I'm not really having a lot here, but I will give you an assignment first. So what are schemas? So when you have tables, we already established that we have tables. We have different tables in a database. They are not just there randomly. For your database to make sense, all your tables need to be connected. Do you get what I'm saying? So you don't just have tables scattered all over inside of your database. There has to be a connection between your tables. Do you get it? So that connection is what we know as schema. Do you get it now? So although there are some, like in some databases, it's part of the assignment I gave you. There are some management studio that use them interchangeably. But this is the idea. Database is a collection, as you can see in this definition here. It says a collection of data stored. So each of those data that we stored, when we bring them all together, that's a database. But each of those data as a unit is what is a table. But all those inside of your database, your table needs to be connected. Don't worry, we'll talk about it in the next class, talking about the types of table, the data table, fact table, and all of these things. I opted not to put it here because it's a very boring aspect of the whole thing. So I don't want to bore you in the first class. So that's like the things that you need to know. So what we will do now in our SQL is to create a database. Do you understand? Because now we have this data that we need to bring in. Do you get it now? Although we'll not be bringing this data dictionary, we'll just be bringing these 2 data. So because it's a collection of two tables, we need to create a database first, and then we bring the two tables in. Do you get it? All right. So Mr. Prince, you can ask a question. Your hand is raised up.
So I've even forgotten what I wanted to ask.
Sorry. I mean, I cannot just be interrupting. So that
yes,
I
understand. I understand. I would like. I was enjoying the class, and I forgot what.
You can type it on chat next time. Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
Right. Any question, guys, from that explanation? I hope it's clear.
Oh yes, I can ask now. I remember,
okay,
please.
Go ahead.
You made mention about using Excel for cleaning data, and you mentioned one other software that is used for cleaning data. And I don't know if you can elaborate more on that, like this software is used in cleaning data, and which one is the best, which one is frequently used, because I know you only mentioned Excel, and I don't know if there is any other one you wanted to mention for cleaning data. Then secondly, you mentioned a hierarchy for all this, data science, data manipulation, like cleaning data first, then taking it to visualization. Then you immediately cut off from there and started explaining about things. So I don't know if you could elaborate more on the steps in this database system, like getting data, cleaning them, visualization, and because you were explaining it and then you went to another explanation.
Okay, I was explaining that I went to another explanation because I felt it's not really part of what we did. But I think it's good.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's a good question, because I think for many of us, we just actually know some of these things. We find them on the internet. We never really understand what each of these careers, what they mean. I mean, data analysis, data science, machine learning, business intelligence, what are the differences, but I did not really prepare to talk about it. And what I will do is in the next class, I will try to add it just to explain, so you can see the options that you have. I can also share some resources in order to understand what each of these fields mean and what tools, what skill set are required for these skills, for this career path. You get? So I will do that. Okay, so for your first question, I never really said there is like a data cleaning software. I'm not sure I mentioned anything like that. I only said that you should not ignore Excel. And I try to mention some of the things that I use Excel for, really. When I get a data, if it's not really large data, like maybe millions of rows, the very first thing I use to open and access my data is Excel. It's just so easy for me because of, another person might use SQL, another person might use any other thing. But for personally now, I use Excel. I'm just trying to say that we should not abandon Excel. It's very important. So it's not like there's a special software for cleaning. And then what I mentioned about, I think, visualization is just, these are just different steps that you can take when you want to analyze data. But it's not like there's a specific way you have to go about it. It depends on the problem statement. It depends on your objectives. It depends on a number of things. So sometimes you get data, you clean. Sometimes you get data, you don't even clean. You use it like that. Sometimes you get data, you denormalize, you normalize, you model. Sometimes you don't. You just use them. So it depends on what you get. But all of these things, as we go on, I will try to, explain them for us to understand. Although they are not really within the curriculum, but I will try to chip them in, because when you make this kind of explanations in your interviews, it really creates good impression on your interviewers. I know this for sure. It really shows that you know about these things, and these are some of the benefits you will get as far as this class is concerned. I can assure you I will be chipping things like that once in a while. So that's that. I hope that answered your question. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Instructor.
Yeah, you're welcome, Mr. Idris. Idris, it's fine. Okay. Someone is saying I cannot hear the host. I don't know what the person is talking about. Mr. Caleb, if you can. All right, guys. So sorry about that break in transmission. Let's go now to our SQL. So we already explained databases, we already explained tables, we already explained schemas. So most of the time we just be using databases and tables, basically. So first thing we need to do is to create our database, right? Because now we can see that we have two tables. So we cannot just bring the tables. Where will they stay? Nowhere. So we need to create the container for which is the database. So there are several ways you can create database in SQL. But what we'll be doing today will be the easier method, which is like using the UI UX that comes with it. You are not coding, you are not writing code yet to create the database. But of course, you can use coding to create the database, but we'll just use the easier one. So all you need to do is you can just click on this plus. I hope these stuffs are not tiny. I hope the screen is not really tiny. Maybe I change to the other screen. I hope it's okay. I hope you can see.
Just try to zoom it a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I cannot zoom it. Okay, let me just change to the other screen quickly. Okay. Okay, can you see it better now?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Is it better now?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Okay, thanks. So all you just need to do is what? Right click, very simple. Just right click on this and you click on new database. Okay. So once you do that, you have this this dialog box or whatever. So it's asking for the database name. So you can just put any name that you want. So I can just put telecom. That's what I'll name it. You can give it any name that you want. And every other thing, just leave them the way they are. We don't really have a lot of business with that. We are doing analysis, not database management. So just click on OK, and that way you have your database created. So you will see something like this. You've already created your database. Of course, you could have done that using code, okay, like I said, but we are not really doing database. If you want, I can send resources that can help you understand database administration. Okay, so having created the database now, this is it. So you can right click on it again, this database now, and go to tasks. Okay, now go to tasks. If you go to task, go to import data or import. Don't click yet. I just want to explain the difference between them and we'll go. So when you go to import flat file, this import flat file is expecting you to import CSV. Okay, you know what CSV means, comma separated value files, right? So it's expecting you to import CSV, but let's say you want to import an Excel file. You know, this file that we have here, all this data, they are CSV, even though we were able to open them in Excel. If you check this type, can you see it here? They are CSV files. Okay, so don't get that mistaken. So we can use import data or import flat file. So let's just use import flat file since they are CSV files. So if I use import flat file, just click on it, and then you will see like it's asking you for the location of the file that you want to import. So just click on browse and then navigate to where you have the data. And then I have mine, so I'm bringing the first one, which is customer churn, and I click on OK, open, and then this is the table name it will give it. So the way table names usually work by default is that you have the database name followed by the name of the table. Sometimes you see that when we get inside, and here is asking for table schema. You know, we're talking about schema, but I won't go a bit too deep into this. We are concerned with analysis, so let's just move on. So just click on next. When you click on next, now it's giving you like an overview of what.
Can I slow down a bit, please?
Oh, okay, sure.
Sorry, are we expected to be doing it the way you are?
Yeah, you should be doing it.
Oh my God.
Okay, you know what? Okay, let's do that.
That's what I'm saying. You should slow down a bit.
Okay, wait. Let's do like this. Let me finish it, and then you will do it. Okay.
Okay.
I think that's better. Okay. So once you have this, you know, this is why I investigated the data earlier in Excel, so I can make sure that it is what we are expecting that we are seeing. It's not like what you expect and what you buy. You know that's meme now. So this is what we expected. This is what we are buying. We can see everything is intact. So we can go to the next one. So we just click on next. And then all of these things, I mean, don't concern yourself with this. You are not doing database administration. So just click on next. And then you can click on finish. And then you can see it says insert data and it says success. So you can click on close. So once you do that, you can see that nothing is really happening here. Now, to see your tables, all you need to do is under your database now, you need to go under tables. Okay. So if I go under this table now, you can see, I wish I showed you earlier before I created the board, it's fine. So you can see now that our table is already there. This is the table that we just added, this DBO telecom.customer churn. If I want to confirm if everything is right, don't worry about this. I just want to show you. I can just right click and say select top 100 rows, top 1000. So don't worry about the query, okay? So you can see this is how our data will look like inside of our SQL, okay? All right, so please try to do it and bring in this one and also the second one, the zip code population. 5 minutes, guys.
Sorry, could you show how you got a telecom again?
How I did what?
How you got telecom?
I created database. So just right click on database and click new database.
Okay.
And then give it the name. I gave it telecom. You could give it anything. Do you understand?
I do understand. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Can you go over the whole process of importing the data set again?
Okay, let me start all over. I know some people already do it, but let me go over it again. So the first thing is we want to create database, right? So I just right click on databases here. You would have databases here by default. So just right click on it, new database, give it the name that you want, and then okay. It will create your database. So you have something like this, you can see, like a container. Then on that database, right click on it and go to tasks. And under tasks, go to import flat file. So once you import flat file, every other thing is easy. Just bring in the data that you want, open, the next till you finish. That's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So if you've done that, please do the same thing for the zip population. You don't need to create database now. All you just need to do is go back on that database that you created. Don't forget the two tables will be under telecom, right? So on that, you still go to telecom, go to task, and then import flat file again. So that's how you are going to bring the second table as well. Let's see the first person to bring the two tables.
Great field. Sorry, I could not create the database. It's giving me error.
What's the error? Please share your screen, or you can snap it and send on Discord.
Sorry, for the second one, for importing the second one, are we going to go through the same process?
Not totally same. You don't need to create database again. So you just do the second step.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll just go to import flat file.
Yeah, exactly. And bring the second one. You don't need to create database.
Sorry, so in the second one, importing the second file, do we need to modify these columns or not, or just say next everything?
I don't think let me try to do it, but I don't think you need to modify anything. Just bring them in.
No, you didn't modify the first file. I'm asking if we have to or not.
No, we don't have to. Just leave it. Everything is intact. Yeah. Just
then in that case, I'm done.
All right. You're done?
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you. So are you having both tables there now?
I did. I'm just seeing only one table.
Okay.
So when I tried doing it again.
Yeah.
When I tried doing it
don't
again,
do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do
that
it again. It's already there. Don't do it again. So you can see my. When
I can only see for the customer. I can't see for the population.
Yeah. I know. So all you need to do is come to refresh. Look at my mouse here. You will see refresh here. Can you see refresh? Yeah. Can you see it? This is my mouse. Are you seeing my mouse?
Yes.
Then come here. Have you seen the refresh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once you click the refresh, you go back to your tables. You should be able to find both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Mr. Samuel said it's done. And I wanted to give the first person that finished to create, but it's like a lot of people finish. I don't have more than what to play. Sorry. Another time. All right.
That makes you a good teacher.
All right. Who is having any difficulty doing that? Anyone?
Me.
You?
Yes, I say
Have Have you posted it on Discord?
I tried posting.
Maybe she should share her screen and they
Okay, you know what?
help quickly.
I do, because of time. That's why we have.
I just did. I just shared on Discord. Let's check.
Okay. Let me just look at it. Okay. It says could not retry the operation data, code database field.
I know this problem though. She tried creating.
Yo, go ahead, please go ahead. We're all learning.
She tried creating owner's name, and when you try to create owner's name, putting your own name, you will get this error. So simply leave the owner's name as a default user, or you can clear it and just create your table anyways.
When she was connecting, right, to database?
When she was creating the database in the first place, she tried, after putting the database telecom, then she went to the owner and tried to put the owner's name, then she will get this error.
So this is what she was doing. She put the name and then she changed this one too, right?
Exactly. She tried to change this. This is default, so you can either leave it like this or you clear it.
Can you hear that now? Xbox, Miss Xbox. You're not supposed to do anything here. You're only supposed to change the name here.
Okay.
So please try it again. Thanks so much. Who was that, Mr.?
Sorry, I'm lost. I had some connection issues for 5 minutes.
Oh.
So,
well,
that was where we created the database, where we try to input our CSV files.
We cannot really go back. Okay. Guys, we cannot really go back for everyone, honestly. If not, we'll just waste a lot of time. That's why we have the breakout session. But it's the first class, I would allow it. But the next class, I will be a bit faster so we can cover things. Okay, we just have 4 weeks, don't forget. Okay, so what we did, let me quickly recap again generally. We start by creating database, and you do that by right-clicking on database, and you click on new database. So once you click on new database, you give it the name. That's the name of the database you want, anything. We use telecom, and then you click on OK. So that way you will have this telecom created. So once this telecom is created, right-click on it, go to tasks, and then go to import flat file. That way you can, browse, click on this to select the table that you want to bring in. Once you select the table, everything here will be populated. Then you click on next, finish. That's all. So do you get it? So please try to do it. If you still don't get it, don't worry. In the breakout session, you can ask, and you get answer to it for sure. The TAs will attend to it. Okay, so let's continue, guys. I believe all of us are done with that part, right? Okay, I believe so. Even though I'm not getting any response, I believe. All right, thanks for the response. Thanks. Okay, so now
I'm sorry. The other stuff we're supposed to import is a customer file. No,
the zip code population.
Okay,
the 2 tables are customer churn and zip code population. Those are the 2 tables that we need to bring in.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, you're welcome. So please just ignore these ones. But this is like the first thing we do when you bring in the data. The first thing you do just to check if everything is intact is to right-click, and then you see select top 1,000 rows. So this will automatically populate the query that is generated. But don't worry, I know we've not done any query, so don't bother yourself about it. So this is just a way of quickly checking the data. So we'll go back there very soon. So quickly, let's look at what we have here. We have the big 6 SQL statement. If the moment you put SQL on your resume, you are expected to know these 6 statements. At least you don't even know any other thing. Or these 6, you should know it. So before you have the mind to put SQL in your resume, make sure you understand these 6 statements, because these are the key statements that we have in SQL. So the first one, I don't know what this other means, because this is a picture from Google, but I don't know why from is number 1. I don't even care. So the first one usually that you will use is select. Okay, I know where we are from. That from is more from the database point of view. If you are creating from this and that, but it's fine. So usually you have select. Don't worry, I will explain what it means. From, where, goodbye, having, order, in that order. Okay, so how does it work? Select, what is select? Select is just like saying, give me, that's the meaning, give me. So you have a database, you have a table, you know, we are dealing with table now, each table, you already know what table means now, so you should not get it confused. So you have a table, let's say you have red, green, orange, you have different colors in the table, and you're interested in all the green, for instance. All you just need to do is select. So what are the things you need to, you need to know the bag that contains the color you are looking for. That's number one. If you don't know the bag that contains the color you are looking for, then that's nothing. You need to know what you are looking for. Of course, if you don't know what you are looking for, you are wasting everybody's time. So those are like the two most important things that you need to know. And the way you use that or you implement that in SQL is by using the first two statements you have there, select from. So how do we use it? Let's go back to SQL to my assignment. I don't want to show you now. I will send it later, because I need to. Okay, so let's go. Let's just delete all of these things.
Is it possible to just quickly write down that table?
Write down this table?
No, the previous one that you just exited.
I
Even
think
if it's 30 seconds.
The stuff will be uploaded.
Yeah, so
It's being recorded.
my question is, can you share with us your presentation slide, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I can share it. You just have to probably pay some $1,000. I'm just kidding. I'll share it now. No, I'll share it. I'll probably as PDF anyway, not maybe presentation.
Okay.
Sure, I will share it. No, there's nothing there. It's not scrap. Okay, so let's continue. So now we need to write query. This is where the game gets interesting. Fun, trust me. So
sorry, excuse me. I'm unable to view the way you have your data below the this thing. I can't see my.
Don't worry. When you get to the straight you do everything. Just listen now, please. Okay? Please, because of time. So now what we want to do now is we want to start writing our query. Okay, just similar to Python. This provides like an interface to write code and all of that. So we call it query here. So there are several ways to start your query, but if you look here, you can see new query. Can you see it now? You can see new query. But the one good thing is when you want to start your query, make sure you are selecting a table that you want to write query on. Do you get it now? So you can select it, use this select 1000 that I used earlier, but if you don't want to, if you want to start something new, click on it and then click on new query. Can you see it now? So now you have this query. So it means that any query I write here, it will only be working on this particular table. You cannot use it on this particular table. That's what it means. I don't know if that makes sense. You cannot write a query for two tables at the same time, except you are joining them together. Do you understand? But now I'm writing this query on this particular table. Okay? Can I continue?
Okay, so after you click select first top 1000
no
or something.
No, click on it. You see new query here.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Control N. You can use Control N. It's also a shortcut. Just click on it. You have this plain guy here. So now how it works is very simple. This you don't need to cram it, you get used to it. So the first thing you need to write is select. Okay. Select. Now let me just look at the database from our Excel, just so we can try to see what we need. So let's assume that we know we have different columns here now. We have the different columns. So let's assume I need this gender column. I want this column alone. That's what I want. You understand? I was giving you the illustration of having a bag. This is like a bag. You have different colors, different columns. And then you want to select one of them. So we already know the table that we want to select from, which is this customer churn. And then we know the bulk that we need, which is like this column. So we just go to our SQL. Very simple, trust me. And that's why it will be simple as we go. So we have select. Now the name of our column is gender. So just type gender. It's very interesting. It will even be bringing options for you. You can see. So select gender. Just click on it. From, that's the syntax. I don't have any explanation to do here. That's how it is. From, what's the name of the table? The name of the table is what? Telecom customer churn. So you can just probably type maybe churn. By the time you type churn, you have the options. So you can see that the only option we have here is this. So I can bring my arrow down. Either you use your mouse to click on it or you press tab, anyone you want. So you can see that before I wrote this one now, it was giving me an error. It means that something is happening. Something's not complete. But the moment I click on this, you can see all the red lines go. So that means this statement is correct. It is, as far as SQL is concerned, this statement is correct. So what I'm saying here is that from telecom, give me gender column. That's all. So all I need to do to run this query, there are several ways to run it. You can over it like this and click on execute. In fact, if you don't do it, if you don't over on it, it will still work, but not in all cases. I will show you when it will not work. So when I leave it like this, I click on execute, you can see the result. It's giving me all that gender column. Can you see now that? Is it not interesting? Is it not interesting? It's not. Someone said, is it case sensitive? It's not case sensitive. So that's it. So guys, we are an analyst. Let's start applying for jobs. That's all. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right. So I mean, it's simple. Like it's simple. Trust me. It's not difficult. So this is just the idea. So whatever you need to know what you need. You need to know where to get it from, and then you write your query. That's all. So select gender from telecom churn. It's not case sensitive, as I said. Now, what if I need, is it only gender I can get? No, you can also get anything. So if you look at the stuff, we have age as well. So I can copy this and paste it here and change this one to age, AGE. Now, once I run this now look at it. This is what I wanted to show you. You can see that both of them are running simultaneously. Can you see it? But this is not what we want. In fact, in MySQL or PostgreSQL, if you do this, it will give you an error. Now, let me explain what's happening. There's usually a point where you say this is the end of the line. For us as human, we know that this is the end of the line. But for the computer, it's seeing everything as the same line. So if you run this, MS SQL is just smart. You know, that's one of the things I like about it, Microsoft product. But others, they will give you an error because they will be seeing it as like this. This is how they will be seeing it. And so you can see, they will give you error. These are how others will be seeing it. So in order to avoid that, in others now, or even here, what you need to do is you can put a semicolon. So in others now, when you put a semicolon, you are telling it that this is the end of the line. So even if you write the code like this in others now, you can see it's not giving me error because you're already telling me that that's the end of the line. Even though it's not looking readable for us as human, the machine is able to understand that that is the end of the line. Do you get it? So to avoid that, that's like difference now between all these different packages. It's not something difficult. So if I want only this one to run, that's when you need to highlight. Because I want only this. So I'm going to highlight it and then click on execute. So you can see that I no longer have gender. So now we have what? Age, you can see. So what if I want both gender and age? Yes, it's possible. I can have both of them together. So all I need to do is select gender, comma. Now for the case sensitive question, you can see that's why I'm showing this. So you can see that it will work. We have our gender and we have our age. So that's how you query from a database. You know your database, your table, rather. You know your table, and then you know what you need. And then you write the query. That's all. So what if I need everything? Like I need, now we have, how many columns do we have here? I think we have more than 20 something, if I'm not mistaken. So is it that I will now start writing gender, customer age, married, blah, 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 blah. No. Of course, you can do that, but maybe by the time you finish, another person that is bidding for the contract has already collected and gone. So what you can do is, if you want everything, you can use this method. You can, instead of writing all of the column names, you can just put star. Star means all. I think for many of the programming languages, when you see star, it signifies all. So when I do star, it means I'm asking for everything. So you can see that we have everything in our database. Any question, guys? Any question? Because of that, I don't know if we can have like 5 more minutes just to do 1 or 2 things, because I think we are kind of behind what I expected us to cover today. So this is how selecting from. We have already done loading. That was what we did. We loaded our tables, and then now we are doing querying. Okay, we are just querying. So we are trying to, I want this, select this from this, select this from this, select this from this. That's all. Any question before I continue? Okay.
Yeah, so is it possible to add comment in between these keywords and this editor will not execute it?
Yeah, you can add comment in SQL as well.
But, so please, what is the syntax to it? Because
they are different. I think for this one, you can use double mark like this.
Okay.
So if I write my name is Idris, for instance. So you can see the color of them is different. So
I don't need to end it with the double mark.
No, it's a comment. It's a comment. So if I run it with this now, you see that it will not bring an error because it's seeing it as comment. Thanks for the question. And this is for like a 1 line. If you want more than 1 line, I think this one is similar to what we have in HTML, photos that probably code HTML. This is also another way. This is for multiple lines. So maybe I want to write more than 1 line comment, line 2, you can see. So this is for single line, this is for double line, for more than 1 line, as the case may be. So that's how you write comment in SQL. Okay, let's come back to, I want us to try and cover at least a number of these keywords so we can know that we have made progress. So now the third one is where. So this is more like a conditional statement. For those of us that are very experienced with maybe some of us have done Python, what we call conditional statement. If, else if, this kind of stuff. We even have it in Excel now. We are coding in Excel, or we are writing this thing. We have formulas, if, else if, and all of that. So it means that we are trying to say, okay, check a requirement. There is a requirement, and then if this requirement is met, do this. Otherwise, do that. That's all. Okay, so that's, you use where here for a condition. You can see, say it's search for condition and filters out the result. So for instance, if I have a bag containing red, blue, green, orange balls, and then I need only blue, I cannot say select all balls again. That will give me everything. But I want only blue, so I have to add the condition that, okay, not just all the balls, give me only where the balls. You can see SQL is like words that you see now. So it says select from the bag where the ball is blue. So that's the way it sounds. That's how you're going to do it. So let's come back to our database now, our table. So let's assume I want to select gender only where we have female. Here we have male and female. So I want to select only I want to select only where we have female. All I need to do is what? Again, you can write the same code. This one, you can use this one if you want. You already know what this one does now, right? Select everything. So select all from telecom, but we are not stopping here now. Now we have the condition. Where? Are you seeing it now? Where? Now, you can see it's already giving me error because it's not complete. It needs to end. Now, where gender? It is gender that we want now. Where gender, can you see it now? Equals to female. So because female is a string, of course, we already did Python, but doesn't matter. Female is a value here. Why am I getting error? Okay. So where gender is equals to female, I'm getting this error. You can see this error is not, the error, this error is that in my MS SQL, I think they use single quote, not double quote. So you can see it's correct. So those are, you can see that's like the minor changes between them. Others, I think my SQL use double quote. So the more you get used to them, you will know, okay, this is what discussing the error and all of that. So it doesn't matter. So you can see now that the color is changing. That's one of the things with MS SQL. It helps you, gives it color and all of that. So select all from telecom where gender equals to female. So we only want where gender is equals to female. So if I run this now, I'm not expecting to see any male here. You can see everything. These are all the tables now that have female. So you have a data now of your company, and they said they want to know how much we are making in Nigeria, and the data is like a global data for all the countries in the world. This is what you do. As complicated as that one, this is what you do. Just select all the data from where it is, where country is equal to Nigeria. That's all. That's all. So that's the idea. So this is how you can filter. So just go. Let me stop there because of time. I can go like this, continue. SQL is sweet actually. So but play around it. What we've learned, you already have your data, your tables. So look at it, try to use this conditions, try to say, okay, I want to see where marriage is 1, for instance. Okay, I want to see where age is 37 or where age is 75. Let me quickly do that of age because it's a bit different. Sorry, TS. I know I'm keeping you waiting. So select all from telecom where you want to choose where age now equals to 37. Now, because 37 is a number, it's not a string, you won't need to put it inside quotes. So you just write 37. Do you get it now? That's the idea of strings and integers or numbers. So you don't need to, if you put 37 like this, I'm sure you get blank. If I put it like this, I'm sure I will get nothing. Okay, it's coming. Hold on a second. Let me see. Oh, I wonder why that is working, but it's not supposed to work, to be honest. Okay, I think I know why. Hold on. I think I know why. I think this age, if we check in our database, this age is probably a varchar. That's a variable character. That's why. If it was an integer, it will not work. I believe that's why. I believe that's why. That particular colon is. So that's all. So if you have any question, please let me know at this point, and then maybe we can move to the next session.
Sorry, sir, just a quick question. Could you go back to the editor, please? Yes, you just select from telecom customer John where gender is equals to female. You ended it with a semicolon, like a statement, like a valid statement. Then this last one and others, you didn't end them. Then later you started ending them. So I want to know if it is necessary, because we've been running it without ending it with semicolon and it's working fine. So does it really matter?
Yeah, I explained that as far as MS SQL is concerned, there's not really a problem with the semicolon. You can even do without it. But for others, you would need it. It will not run. Except
thank you, sir.
Yeah, it will not run for others. Except you want to be highlighted. I mean, it's not, imagine you have like maybe 400 lines. Maybe a code that create a table that insert, for instance. Will you have to be highlighting all the time? No. So once you put that column there, it helps it know that this is the last one. So you don't need to be highlighting. And although it's looking like, okay, it's better to highlight, but imagine you have like 400 lines. Will you have to be highlighting? So once you use that column, you are already telling the compiler that that is the end. This is what I want, because it will always run the last one. For others now, it will always run the last one that you have. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, thanks.
Could you go back to our data?
Which one? All of them?
Yes.
Okay, let me just run this one. Or even if you do it like this, one of the sweet things about this one, just put the cursor beside it. It will also work. So if I put the cursor here, just cursor, I'm not even highlighting, and I run it, it will also work. No,
please, before you answer the other person, when
I'm hearing your question.
Okay, yeah. Okay, go on, please.
Okay, then sorry for taking your precious time. It's just what you just clicked just now. When you click that female, it was bringing out some male.
When you what?
When you clicked select from where gender is equal to female, I can see some mail, and should we expect to see any mail from there?
No, you shouldn't see mail. You shouldn't see mail. Look at it. You shouldn't see any mail.
Okay.
Please confirm that you are running the right one.
Okay.
Okay. The second person wanted to ask a question.
Yes. Let's say, we have the heading customer ID, gender, age, married, and everything. Let's say we have like very numerous ones, and then you want to exclude just about 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, and then have like every other thing. How would you do that?
To be honest, I don't know. Then probably you have to write it out. I don't think there's any. I've not come up. Maybe there will be, but that's a very, very interesting question. That's a very smart question, honestly. I've never had to do that actually. It's either I'm selecting the columns I need or I'm bringing all everything out. But that's a very, really smart question. So probably that's your second assignment. Like, that's a way to learn. I mean, I would do the same thing. I would check. Maybe there will be a syntax that exempts some columns, but I've not done anything like that.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question again, please? Since he's giving it as an assignment.
Yeah, what she was saying is now that we have, we said we can use this star to bring everything. And I said, okay, this is better instead of having to write all of the columns. Now she's saying that, let's say I need, maybe out of 25 columns now, I need just 23 of them. So what would be the alternative? Am I going to write all the 23? Or there's a way that I can use this star and then probably say, except those 2 that I don't want? That kind of question. So it's a really smart question. Do you get the question?
Yes, it's very clear and understandable.
Yeah. So let's check it as an assignment. I mean, I would also do it. Probably there is something like that. If there isn't, probably we'll do a petition that.
So should we do it now and submit now, or take home assignment?
As an assignment.
Okay.
Thanks for that question. Very, very smart.
Please, could you please repeat the question?
Hi. Okay. Maybe I will post, because time is gone, honestly. I would post it, don't worry. Okay, let me, let's assume we have 25 columns, right? And I told you that this star is used to bring all the columns at once, right? So instead of having to write all of the column names. So she's asking that in a case out of 25, we need like 23. So how are we able to do that? Do we have to write down all those 23? Since we don't need everything, so we cannot use star. So is there a way that we can only select 23? Probably by using star, say maybe except these 2, something like that. I was just asking.
So maybe in this case we can use group by keyword, the keyword group by or other
assignment.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, put it. Make sure you run it and test it. Don't just write it. You have it. So if it doesn't work, don't even bother putting it in assignment.
Okay, sir.
Any question, guys? Any other question? So we can go to our case. Okay. So I hope we're able to learn some things today. So please check out, before the next class, you can even check these guys, these other 3. That's the group by, the having, the order by. It makes it easier for my explanation. And if you have any question, understanding what you found on the internet. So, it will be easier that way. So I encourage us to check them out. But they are all easy stuff, trust me. And I believe you are able to get. So thank you so much, guys, today. If you have any questions, please drop them on Discord. I will try to answer as soon as I find them. Till we meet again, probably on Saturday, in Python class. Enjoy. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time for the class.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
So we'll meet everyone at the breakout section.
Okay.